Northwesters. This is Lauron in Lauron's Yoga Studio, reaching out to say hello, and I thought we'd do a little bit of yoga. And here's my kitties, Chloe and Cleopatra. I don't know if you can see her. Anyway, we're going to start with a little bit of sun salutations. And first, we're just going to sit on our heels. Knees are bent, toes are pointed back. We're just going to use this as a grounding pose to release the quads a little bit. If you need to sit on some height, you can put a block underneath your hips. And here we'll take a few breaths. So you can press your hands on your thighs, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, and let your eyes just look softly forward. See if you can allow your buttocks to release down onto your heels. Allow your quads to soften and release. Then Baddha Anguli, you can take the hands, intertwine the fingers, open the palms forward. Squeeze the arms in to straighten. Draw the shoulder bone into the back of the socket. And with an inhale, raise the arms. Release the trapezius muscles, the muscles right at the base of the neck, release them down. And then pull from the arms, pull the back ribs up, side ribs up. Nice big full breath here. And then on an exhale, take the arms forward. And then switch the interlace of the fingers. And one more time, we'll open the palms. Squeeze the arms in, triceps in, arms straight. Draw the shoulder into the socket. And try to keep the shoulders relaxed as you raise the arms. As you take the arms up, don't let your back overarch. So draw the front ribs in, lengthen the tailbone down, and then from those back ribs, use your arms, pull up. Use your back ribs to pull the arms up. Use your arms to pull the back ribs up. Take a full breath to look up. And then with an exhale, release your arms. Okay, then let's come into child's pose. So you can separate the knees. Bring the big toes together. Have enough space you can drop through with your trunk. Spread, stretch the arms forward, and take the forehead onto some support. Can't reach the floor, use a blanket or a block for your forehead. And let's stay here for 5-6 breaths. Nice smooth breath in, smooth breath out. And for this sequence, 5-6 breaths per pose is a nice way to kind of get back into your body. Especially if you're like me and you had 2 weeks of being sick and really just doing restorative yoga. So this week I've been getting back into my regular practice. Hi kitties. So let's come into dog pose. You can come up, open the chest, lift the hips, release your head. So that's Cleo and Chloe. They're my yoga kitties. Remember how to spread the toes out. Line up so the center of the knee and middle toes look forward. Pick the heels up momentarily. And then pressing with the hands. Stretch back, lift the hips up, sitting bones up, and release the neck and the head down. Nice full breath in, smooth breath out. And then see if you can drive back into the heels. Hi, how are you? Hi. All right, first dog pose of the day. So let's come back down. That might have been 5 or 6 breaths for you. Open the chest, and we'll come back to child's pose. Relax your arms, relax your neck. Few breaths just to settle. And then you can start to walk your hands towards your knees. to bring yourself up. All right, let's come up to standing. So we'll do some salutation variations that I do in most of my classes. So if you've been taking my class, none of this will feel new, but it's good to have something to go through. So if we stand in mountain pose, feet together if possible. If your back is tender today, keep the feet hip wide apart. Now let's work on engaging a few core of the muscles, a couple groups of muscles. So first, the quads. So see if you can really plant down into the heels, into the toe mounds, and as you press down into the toes, down into the heels, down into the feet, you can use that pressure to pull and squeeze the quadriceps up tight, right above the knee. Then, activate the glutes. If you tap the sides of your glutes, the outer buttocks there, we want those guys to firm up as well. So see if you can squeeze the outer thighs, squeeze the outer hips in until you feel those back muscles really engage. So quads are up, glutes are in, okay? And then to work a little more on the core, on the abdomen, bring the weight back onto the heels. Take the arms forward. And with the arms forward, see if you can lengthen the tailbone, draw the sides of the navel up and back, and even draw the front ribs back, away from the shirt fabric. So keeping the front ribs back, away from the shirt, tailbone low, lower abdomen up and in. Can you maintain that and see how much you can go slow? Can you start to raise the arms? But still, keep those ribs in, abdomen in. You feel like you're doing some muscular work in your core there. Release the trapezius muscles down. Front ribs in, tailbone in, stretch the arms up. And now we're going to fly into the Uttanasana. So you take the arms out, roll the thighs in to bend forward, stretch the arms down, release the back of the neck and the head. And then take the hands forward under the shoulders, reopen the chest to look forward. Now here, grip the knees tight, press into the heels, roll the heads of the biceps out, and hit the triceps forward, so the arms are very firm and straight. With an exhalation, press down to come up. Inhale, Forward Bahasta, raise the arms. Exhale, take the arms out, roll the thighs in, and forward bend one more time. Uttanasana, head down. And then hands forward. Inhale, concave spine. Exhale, coming up. Tadasana, inhale. Forward Bahasta. And one more like that, just to get some movement. Fly into the pose. Head down. Inhale, concave spine. Exhale, coming up. Tadasana. Raise the arms. Front ribs, draw them in. And now Utkatasana. Can you bend the knees? And as you bend the knees, try to stay upright. Try to stay vertical. But shift the weight back onto the heels. And then see if you can lower down, staying upright as much as you can. You'll bend a little bit. Tailbone towards the heels. Lower abdomen in. Arms up and back. And then see if you can sit down a little further. Inhale, Forward Bahasta. Exhale, fly into Uttanasana. This time, open the chest. Exhale, you can either step or jump back to dog pose. And we'll stay for 5-6 breaths. My mat is slipping today. All right, with an inhale, exhale, let's lower the knees. Open the chest, cat lift. Now, let's make this an abcentric using the abs to do this movement. So when you're ready to exhale, scoop the belly up strongly, all the way. Oh, Cleopatra, you're in the way of my filming. Come here. Okay, that's Cleopatra. So here we go. So on the exhalation, strong from the abdomen, exhaling like a belly breath. Squeeze by drawing the belly up, 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 towards the lumbar spine to round. Then on the inhale, release the navel towards the floor to begin the arch. Now let's work with the breath. So nice, slow, steady exhalations. Slow, steady movement. Slow, steady inhalations. One of the great things about the integration of the mind, body, and breath is using the movement to help sync the breath and use the breath to observe and adjust the movement. Nice, easy, smooth, rhythmic. Inhale, exhale. We can get the movement from the navel, pulling towards the floor on the inhale, and really scooping up, scooping back, emptying out completely from there. Just a few more. Then from cat, we're going to come into a upward facing dog. So you're going to keep the knees on the floor. You can take the hands forward a little bit. And then roll the hips towards the floor. You want the shoulders over the wrists, arms straight. Roll the shoulders back. And with the knees on the floor, here, can you grip and squeeze the glutes in? Chloe, you're in the way. Watch out. So you can squeeze the glutes in to take the pelvis forward and press with the hands to lift the front of the trunk up and back. From the front of the pelvis all the way up. Then see if you can lift your knees. Okay, now for extra credit, turn your toes. And with an exhale, come down into Chaturanga. You can have your knees on the floor if you need to. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath or two. Now let's get into the runner lunge series. So if you want, at Kapata, take the right leg straight back, swing through, or just lower the knees to the floor and then step your foot forward. Lunge position. Keeping the knee and arm pressing each other. Slide the outer right hip back. And even here you can think of gripping the left glute and taking the left thigh closer towards the floor. Nice, easy belly breath here. And to make a little movement here, we're going to pump the leg. So you're going to keep the toes on the floor, take the outer hip back, and see how straight you can make your knee. At the same time, how much can you lift and open the chest? With an exhalation, come forward, sitting forward into the hips. So we're just going to make that nice, easy movement. Hips go back, right groin, deepen that back, open the chest, shoulder blades down into the back ribs, and then with an exhale, coming forward. So let's do that a few more times, 3 more times. Pumping the leg, opening the chest, keeping those toes on the floor. Nice easy movement with breath. One more like that. Okay. Then, to get into the hip flexor stretch, you might walk your right foot in a little bit to stabilize and see if you can lift your trunk. So here, roll the left hip forward a little bit, press down from the left thigh down into the knee. Take the tailbone down to firm the left glute and zip up. Zip up the front of the pubis, front of the navel, front ribs, all drawing back. And then, as you get that hip flexor stretch on your left side, then see if you can lunge into the right knee. And your arms go up, pulling back. As you pull up and back, maybe you can lunge a little further. Trying to activate that left hip flexor. Get a good stretch there. Now, if you want, you can catch one thumb across the other, pull up, and we'll do a little twist. So with an exhale, you're going to turn to the right. And then see if you can stay for a few breaths. Use your arms on the inhale, pull up more. Exhale, can you turn more? Pulling up and turning. One more, pulling up, turning. And then unwind, release the arms to the floor. And we'll turn the foot, pick the knee up, full runner. Back thigh up, reach into that heel, and sit forward into both hips. Pull the shoulders back, pull the sides of the chest forward. Keeping the back thigh firming up, lifting up, pressing into the back heel. You can sit forward into the hips. Now we can pump the right leg here, kind of like Parsvottanasana. So, can you do that? Press the toe pad down. See how straight you can get your knee. And slide that right hip back. Then open the chest. With an exhale, lower the right knee, keeping the left leg straight. So let's pump the leg a few times. Opening the chest as you straighten the leg. Releasing the neck and head down as you bend the knee. One more like that. Pump the leg, bend the leg. Now, if you want a little extra credit, straighten the leg again, open the chest, and then walk your arms forward and take your head down. Still deepen the right groin back, outer right hip back, release the neck muscles, head down. And then to come back into runner, back to dog pose. See if there's any difference in your right leg and left leg. On the other side, take the left leg back, bend, swing through, lower the knee, and we're in the lunge position, other side. Still keep the left knee and arm pressing each other. Slide the left hip back. Grip the right glute and take that right front of the thigh closer towards the floor. Nice belly breath here. Hi, how are you? I love this pose because then I can pet my kitty and still get some yoga. Okay, now let's pump the leg. So keeping the left toes on the floor, see how much you can take the left knee to straight, hips back, chest forward. And with an exhale, sit forward. And when you're ready, pump the leg, keep those toes down, left groin back, outer hip back, chest up. and forward. And let's do 3 more like that. Pump the leg, open the chest. Exhaling forward. 2 more. Pump the leg, open the chest. Exhaling forward. Last one. Pump the leg, open the chest. And releasing forward. Okay, now let's come up. So as stretch, now on that right hip flexor, roll the right hip forward, and the top of the thigh push down into the knee. Take the tailbone down to grip the right glute, and zip up front of the pelvis. Hi, Cleo, Gabby. Yes, now everyone gets to see you. And raise the arms. So you reach the arms up, use your arms to pull the ribs up, side ribs up. Just maybe you can lunge a little further, still accessing that right hip flexor. Pulling up, sitting down. And let's try that twist. If you can, clamp one thumb across the other, pull up, and with an exhale, turn over to the left. Pulling up and turning. Pulling up and turning. One more. Pull up, rotate, and unwind back to the floor. Let's see, full runner. Turn the back foot, lift the knee up, right thigh straight, reach back through the right heel. Pressing the left arm and knee against each other, slide the left hip back. Pick the right thigh up, try to sit forward into both hips. All right, last part. Runner pump. So keeping the toes down, how straight can you get the left leg? Deepen the left groin back, outer left hip back, open the chest. And then keeping the right leg straight with an exhale, bend the left leg. Let's pump the leg, open the chest. On the exhale, sitting forward. And release your neck and head down, like when your knee is bent. Couple more. Inhale, pump the leg, open the chest. Exhale, sitting forward. One more. Pump the leg, open the chest. And release forward. Then if you want a little extra stretch, pump the leg, straight leg, like Parshvottanasana, and walk the arms forward and take the trunk down. Nice full breath in, smooth breath out. And when you're ready, walk back, lower the leg, back to dog pose. A few more breaths here, almost done. Now one last up dog. This time, you can either lower the knees or keep the legs straight. Knees up, upward dog to chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And then bend the legs, step or jump. Uttanasana, concave spine, come up, forward Bahasta arms, palms in front of the chest. And there, we got to do some yoga together. Sun salute style, and you got to meet my kitties. See y'all soon. Take care.